The mostly weekly podcast from Root and Hero Plumbing and Air. Here to talk to heroes about business and the trades. With your host David and Cat, their own via attack. Oh yeah, this is the Hero Talk theme song. Ooh yeah, this is podcast weekly. Well, mostly it is. Don't worry about it. Okay, this is the Hero Talk theme song. Ooh yeah.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Hero Talk, the mostly weekly podcast from Rooter Hero Plumbing and Air. I'm David, I'm one of the hosts here, and with me is
Cat.
and together we're on the attack. Now, before we start the episode, I want to let you people know, you fine listeners and viewers out there, all dozen of you, that this is the last episode of Hero Talk before we go on a little hiatus, but we're going to be back as soon as possible for another season. But this is going to be the ending of season 1. When are we coming back? I don't know. Hopefully soon. Don't worry about it. We'll let you know.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right. So, Kat, how you feeling?
Good, David. How are you?
Good. Good.
It's been a good run. Good 100 and something episodes.
Yeah. Yeah. Most podcasts don't even get to episode 6.
So there you go, guys.
Yep. We outclassed that by a lot. Because we're so classy.
Yeah. How are you feeling, David?
Oh.
How are you doing?
I'm good. All's well that ends well. All is peachy keen and squeaky clean.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very nice.
So, we're going to finish up the How the Mighty Fall by Jimothy Collins.
Jimothy.
And then we'll be done.
We'll see you guys in a few weeks.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So, and because I forgot the name of the chapter. Stage 3. We're just going to dive right in.
All right.
So, Stage 1 was hubris born of success. Bad stuff's what happened to you. The next one was the undisciplined pursuit of more.
Of more, yep.
Stage 3 is denial of risk and peril, which we'll be talking about for a little bit. And then Stage 4 is grasping for salvation, with Stage 5 being capitulation to irrelevance or death.
How do you say that word?
Kind of like what I did, but so all right. So, what are some of the signs that you have denial of risk and peril? Why are you going to deny that? Why are you going to deny the risk? I don't know. That seems weird to me. But here are some markers for Stage 3. You amplify the positive and you discount the negative. Right? So, nothing bad is happening. Everything is good. And really, in reality, you're just ignoring the bad stuff that's happening. Right? So, from the book, there is a tendency to discount or explain away negative data rather than presume that something is wrong with a company. Leaders highlight and amplify external praise and publicity. So, that's, yep. Big bets and bold goals without empirical validation. So, leaders set audacious goals and or make big bets that aren't based on accumulated experience, or worse, that fly in the face of the facts. So
don't do that.
Yeah, that's right. Incurring huge downside risk based on ambiguous data. So when faced with ambiguous data and decisions that have a potentially severe or catastrophic downside, Leaders take a positive view of the data and run the risk of blowing a hole below the waterline. So, that's fun. Erosion of healthy team dynamics. And we're going to get a little bit more into this stuff. There is a marked decline in quality and amount of dialogue and debate. There is a shift towards either consensus or dictatorial management, rather than process of argument and disagreement followed by unified commitment to execute decisions. This is when everything is decided by everybody, or everything is decided just by one person, which both can be bad.
Yeah.
Either you're going to get the tyranny of the majority, or you're going to get the tyranny of one. So, and both are equally as bad. So, then there's externalization of blame. Rather than accept full responsibility for setbacks and failures, leaders point to external factors or other people to affix blame. This is when they start blaming competitors or the economy or politics, things like that, which honestly, for the most part, 80%, that stuff doesn't matter in the long run, right? So, obsessive reorganization. Rather than confront the brutal realities, the enterprise chronically reorganizes. People are increasingly preoccupied with internal politics rather than external conditions. So, that's fun. Imperious detachment. Those in power become more imperious and detached. Symbols and perks of executive class status amplify detachment. Plush new office buildings may disconnect executives from daily life. So, let's get into a bit of the leadership team dynamics on the way down versus on the way up.
Okay.
All right. So, teams on the way down. People shield those in power from grim facts, fearful of penalty and criticism for shining light on the harsh realities. Meanwhile, teams on the way up. People bring forth unpleasant facts. Come here. Look, man, this is ugly. That's a quote from the book. To be discussed, leaders never criticize those who bring forth harsh realities. Teams on the way down. People assert strong opinions without providing data, evidence, or a solid argument. Teams on the way up. People bring data, evidence, logic, and solid arguments to the discussion. Teams on the way down. The team leader has very low questions to statements ratio, avoiding critical input and or allowing sloppy reasoning and unsupported opinions. On the way up. The team leader employs a Socratic style, using high questions to statements ratio, challenging people and pushing for penetrating insight. On the way down, team members acquiesce to a decision yet do not unify to make the decision successful, or worse, undermine the decision after the fact. On the way up, team members unify behind a decision once made and work to make the decision succeed, even if they vigorously disagreed with the decision.
They're still a team and they still work together.
Exactly. You okay?
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. Team members seek as much credit as possible for themselves, yet do not enjoy the confidence and admiration of their peers. This is on the way down. On the way up, each team member credits other people for success, yet enjoys the confidence and admiration of his or her peers. On the way down, team members argue to look smart or to improve their own interests rather than argue to find the best answers to support the overall cause. On the way up, team members argue and debate, not to improve their personal position, but to find the best answers to support the overall cause. On the way down, the team conducts autopsies with blame, seeking culprits rather than wisdom. And then on the way up, they conduct autopsies without blame, mining wisdom from painful experiences. And on the way down, team members often fail to deliver exceptional results and blame other people or outside factors for setbacks, mistakes, and failures. On the way up, each team member delivers exceptional results, yet in the event of a setback, each accepts full responsibility and learns from the mistake. So, one common behavior of late stage 3, the one we're on, and that often carries well into stage 4, which is what we're going to talk about in just a couple minutes, is when those in power blame other people or external factors or otherwise explain away the data rather than confront the frightening reality that the enterprise may be in serious trouble. So, that ain't good.
Denial, aka denial.
It ain't just a river in Egypt. All right, so number 4 is grasping for salvation. We're going to cover the highlights on this one when I get to them.
There they are.
All right, so markers for stage 4, a series of silver bullets. There's a tendency to make dramatic big moves such as a game-changing acquisition or discontinuous leap into a new strategy or an exciting innovation in an attempt to quickly catalyze a breakthrough, and then to do it again and again, lurching about from program to program, goal to goal, strategy to strategy, in a pattern of chronic inconsistency. Grasping for a leader as a savior. The board responds to threats and setbacks by searching for a charismatic leader and or outside savior. Panic and haste. Always good to have. Instead of being calm, deliberate, and disciplined, people exhibit hasty, reactive behavior bordering on panic. That's fun. Yeah.
Sounds like a terrible time.
Yeah. Radical change and revolution with fanfare. The language of revolution and radical change characterizes the new era. New programs, new cultures, new strategies. Leaders engage in hoopla. Love that word. Spending a lot of energy trying to align and motivate people, engaging in buzzwords and taglines. There's nothing I like quite as much as buzzwords and taglines. Okay.
I feel like some of them work, but like you have to stick with it and be consistent with it, not
Yeah.
like a new one every week.
Right. No, I get it. I wish people would just talk normal. You know?
Well, like Subway, eat fresh. Burger King, have it your way.
Yeah. I mean, when was the last time you got something at Subway that was fresh? So,
Carry on.
hype precedes results. Instead of setting expectations low, underscoring the duration and difficulty of the turnaround, leaders hype their visions, they sell the future to compensate for the lack of current results, initiating a pattern of over-promising and under-delivering. Initial upswing followed by disappointments. There is an initial burst of positive results, but they do not last. Dashed hope follows dashed hope. The organization achieves no buildup, no momentum. So, that sucks. That's, yep. Short-term results that last in long-term losses. That's fun. Confusion and cynicism. People cannot easily articulate what the organization stands for. Core values have eroded to the point of irrelevance. The organization has become just another place to work, a place to get a paycheck. People lose faith in their ability to triumph and prevail. Instead of passionately believing in the organization's core values and purpose, people become distrustful regarding visions and values as little more than PR and rhetoric. You don't want to find yourself in a company like that. And you sure as heck don't want to find your company in that state. So, we've done episodes on core values before. They have to be practiced each day by everybody in the organization, or they're merely just a poster on the wall. So, and then chronic restructuring and erosion of financial strength. Each failed initiative drains resources, cash flow, and financial liquidity begin to decline. The organization undergoes multiple restructurings, options narrow, and strategic decisions are increasingly dictated by circumstance. This is when you just become incredibly reactive, right? Proactivity is gone. All you can do is react to what's happening to you. It's not a good space to be in, either in business or your own personal life. So, capitulation to irrelevance or death is stage 5. I think I said that right. So,
Better than if I would have said it.
okay. All right. So there's no like real synopsis on this one.
I think just the main three that are bold.
Yeah. So on this is what happens, right? They give up the fight. Right? They just give up. Right? Whatever will happen will happen. Right? So they've tried everything. They've gone through the other 4 stages. Nothing worked. They can't right, they can't get back to what they were. So running out of options is another one, right? The example they use is Zenith, who everybody used to have a Zenith TV. So yeah. So let's see. It talks about how they move through all of the stages. Okay. Then denial or hope. Not all companies deserve to last. Perhaps society is better off getting rid of organizations that have fallen from great to terrible rather than continuing to let them inflict their massive inadequacies on their stakeholders. Institutional self-perpetuation holds no legitimate place in a world of scarce resources. Institutional mediocrity should be terminated or transformed into excellence. So, this is reading from the book. When should a company continue to fight, and when does refusal to capitulate become just another form of denial? The example they use is Scott Paper.
Okay.
The Michael Scott Paper Company. That's not true. It's Scott Paper. And so,
Scott tissue paper? Or just...
Yeah, Scott Paper. The paper towel, stuff like that.
Got it.
Perhaps the Scott Paper Board made a wise decision to surrender the company's independence rather than watch it die a slow, painful death or atrophy into irrelevance. And perhaps Zenith would have been better off had it capitulated earlier to a willing buyer before mounting debt forced its hand. If you cannot marshal a compelling answer to the question, what would be lost and how would the world be worse off if we ceased to exist, then perhaps capitulation is the wise path. But if you have a clear and inspired purpose built upon solid core values, then the noble course of action may be to fight on, to reverse decline, and try to rekindle greatness. So, if you can answer a compelling, truthful answer to that, what would be lost and how would the world be worse off if we cease to exist? If you can answer that, you still have hope. You still have a fighting chance. Even if you're at this stage of decline. So, as much as we would love it that all great companies never fell, right? Because I miss Ames that we talked about, right? I missed Circuit City. Best Buy, it's just the colors I know that make them different. But there was something about going to Circuit City, right?
Seriously, yeah.
So, and this, that, and the other. But if you can find an answer to those questions, you have a fighting chance. And that's you. That's within you. So, and there is a way to recover from all this. There is. But, I mean, it is what it is. So,
that's for another episode, perhaps on season 2.
Yeah. So to wrap up the episode with another quote from the book, I know there's been a lot of these. The path out of darkness begins with those exasperatingly persistent individuals who are constitutionally incapable of capitulation. There's a lot of big words in this. It's one thing to suffer a staggering defeat, as will likely happen to every enduring business and social enterprise at some point in its history, and entirely another to give up the values and aspirations that make the protracted struggle worthwhile. Failure is not so much a physical state as a state of mind. Success is falling down and getting up one more time without end.
There you go.
There we go. So, now, I know it's going to be the last show for a while, but in the meantime, let's make the show grow. Kat, can you tell them about the fee?
Guys, we have one simple fee. Just like, comment, share, subscribe, and keep watching all of our old videos until we're back in a few weeks.
Yeah, here's your chance to catch up.
Yeah. See you next time. Bye.